Is Wassup Flobo, episode number 66. Again, thank you so much for checking out this episode and all the other episodes out there. Hope you guys enjoy another day. If you're like me in Southern California, it's still a lockdown period, so not much going on. I may go out for a run today, try to keep things fit and slim and trim. I've been falling madly in love with like the bad trail mix. There's good trail mix with like nuts and berries, but it's like, and there's like the ones in the middle where there's like nuts and raisins, but some M&Ms in there. But there's like this trail mix where it's just like yogurt, fruit, and nuts and white chocolate chips, and I've been on that because I felt like that would be better for me. Yeah, it's still trail mix, but totally isn't. So I gotta like recalibrate. But what's going on today? Again, I want to talk to you about my life during this whole thing, but specifically today, I'm going to drill down about the DJ thing, because even though as a comic, I talked about what's going to be, and as a creator and all the things I'm working on, by the way, patreon.com/FloboBoys for bonus content. It's really the DJ job. My main source of income is the people are asking questions about what's that going to look like as things start opening up here nationwide, if it does. In California, there's a plan of doing a 4-stage reopening of things. Right now, we're at stage 1, essential services, grocery stores, pharmacies. Stage 2 is going to be sit-down restaurants, and things are essentially adjacent, right? If you are a trucker and you want to stop at a roadside cafe, that'll be open for you, for example. Stage 3 will be larger gatherings, funerals, weddings. That's where my stuff, my career kind of rolls into. And stage 4 is big events, arenas, sports teams, full crowds, that sort of thing. So a lot of people are asking, like, what's that mean for DJs if you can't do the weddings? Now, you can see across Southern California or even nationwide, a lot of DJs are trying to do things of uploading new original songs, or what we're seeing also is the live stream mixing on Instagram video or that, or even DJ battles. The DJ will call up another friend and go, hey, look, 90 minutes, let's get together and let's do it back and forth to raise our profile out there. Now, I've been silent of all those. I've been practicing on my own and getting better, because I do think that even though I am a wedding DJ, I do offer a lot more services as well. So the time I spent working on song mixing and song choice, I'm also working on projecting announcements. I'm also working on my body, because it breaks down if you have to put up and set up your gear every week and stuff like that. It's kind of a total package type deal, but I'm not knocking anyone that does it. But there's a bit of concern now of what happens, what's going to be. Are people even going to do weddings if they start to open up? And a lot of my friends that ask about my plight will always sit back and say, well, not sit back, that sounds very like derisive, but they'll say, hey, have you ever tried virtual DJing? That's something that some DJs are doing, where you can, for fear or whatnot, you can log into a page and watch the DJ do a live mix. I mean, that could be the next step in the evolution of wedding DJs, and that couples don't need the giant hall anymore. They can have a backyard party, and they can commission a DJ to give them a custom mix or custom song. And not to say I'm all about enterprising, but I do think I charge a fee that offers a lot more than the music selection. Like a lot of my business is telling couples, don't worry about it, I got you. Whether it's responding to emails quickly, or having meetings on time, or customizing their mix, or making sure I'm at the venue early enough that you can see me there. You don't have to worry about the stereotypical DJ who is an airhead. A lot of it is the concierge of it all. Like, you don't have to worry about your entertainment. And I will practice your names. I don't butcher your names when you guys get married. And so as a creator, it is kind of disheartening if this is going to be the direction that this is going to be going, because it's like, well, a lot of the things that makes me unique, my what they call in marketing, my KDFs, my key differentiating factors of my business, will be cut out if you can just give someone money in a computer and then they show up and they are on live mixing for your wedding. But then technically there's a whole slew of issues. What about lag? What about if you drop out? Would I have to ask someone who is a guest at this wedding to work the computer on their end to make sure things don't work? And I can have the best DJ setup here in my palatial apartment. Not really. It's kind of a borderline studio with like a single wall to make it a 1 bedroom here in California. But then what happens if someone on the other hand are just playing out their laptop? Do I have to send clients a list of recommended material or equipment they should have? And forget the money I can charge, which would definitely be decreased or whatever. Will I feel as if I'm doing a good job? Will couples feel like they're being engaged if I am on the other side of a screen being like, give it up for Mr. and Mrs. Smith? These are all questions I ask. Because frankly, then at that point, you can just have a Spotify playlist, because Spotify takes a lot less horsepower to load than a video conference call with a DJ who's ready to go. What's up, Mo? Mo's in the chat. So that's the things I'm worried about too. And frankly, I don't want to be an e-DJ. I don't want to be someone that wakes up and goes, oh, okay, great. This is my client today. I have a birthday party. I'll wear my blue shirt for that, and I'll take that off after that because I have a wedding ceremony. I'll wear my tuxedo for that. And I know that sounds like a very old man. Like, I'm sure there was people back in the day, in 100 years ago, that was worried that television would ruin the movie experience, and they found a way to coexist, and their concerns were allayed. But I think going from feeling the crowd, reading the crowd, having the intangibles of having the best night possible gets removed when you're on a screen. You know what? Forget the screen. There's sometimes, ideally, as a DJ at a wedding reception, you want to be on the dance floor. Imagine the dance floor is a square, and you're kind of touching the edge of the dance floor because you can see what works, what doesn't, or when the crowd is like still dancing because they're vibing with you, but they're kind of bored of the genre, or they're dancing with you, but you know that they're just giving you the goodwill of, hey, that last couple songs are great, here you go. That's what allows you to switch on the fly. That's the creative challenge, and that's what makes it fun. I can tell you there's some weddings where, because there are some planners who care more about the layout than the actual vibes of things, where you're like put in the other end of the venue. Like, you're in the corner of the banquet hall by the food, and dance floor is on the other side. And you try to make it work by running your cables and having your speakers there. So the sound makes it there, and you can still have a good time, but you don't really feel as much. You're like looking down being like, I think they're tired. Let's try this. Or, all right, let's, and it's almost an attachment. And that's you still being in the room. That's you still wearing the suit and seeing the crowd beforehand and noticing what songs you're dancing to during cocktail hour and dinner, and you making the best estimation you can. Now, I could imagine being on a screen where everyone's Wi-Fi is different. And let's say you want to be a couple that wants to get married out in the desert, but you say, don't worry about it because I have a hotspot, and I'm looking at the crowd and I just see just pixelated faces moving in the nighttime. That just puts me at an absolute disadvantage, to the point where I don't think that it'll be the same experience giving it. And it makes you question whether or not that's even viable as a business. So I know it seems very Hollywood. A lot of DJs who do this now, or I haven't met any personally, but I know a friend who says, oh, my friend is doing this, or my friend is doing that. More power to them, but it's a whole different beast. I think it's just at that point, just being comfortable playing the music instead of me being comfortable with making sure a crowd has the best night ever. So for those of you who are wondering, I don't think e-DJing is something I would particularly do or pursue, but I will not knock anyone who tries it. Because whether it's comedy, whether it's wedding DJing, whether it's writing jokes on Twitter, whether it's live snarking Monday Night Raw, I have to engage with an audience. If I'm speaking out, if I'm talking, if I'm performing out to the void, what am I actually doing? So, well, thank you so much for checking out this edition of Wassup Flobo. All the other episodes available right here on YouTube. I have 199 subscribers. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And there's 2 ways you can support the homie during this time. Buy a t-shirt at Flopito, that threadless.com, and the DJ t-shirt's there. It's the Flopito Tonight one. It looks like an old school, like 50s vibe. Check that out. And bonus content is over at Patreon, patreon.com/Flobo Boys. What's up, Flobo? We'll be back here Friday, trying something different on Friday, Fitness Fridays. I do more of a health thing there. Let me know if that's something you think you're into, or I should just quiet down you. Even Dr. Phil has a weight loss book. We don't care about that. But until next time, be yourself, be cool to others, and peace out.